What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I am back. I intended to stream this weekend, but sometimes life gets in the way of living, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's check first on the dragon stuff. What do we got? We got a few pet treats. Cool. Is this one happy? He is lonely. He's a lonely boy. Now he's sad. Now he's happy. All right. Didn't get what I wanted out of this, so these ones are going back in. This one is trash. So we'll do some quick swapping and feeding. You're happy. You're happy. Cool. And let's put this guy back in there. Yeah. And this one is what? Red? That's my red pile. And I suppose I can get rid of those. Oops. Okay, cool. Couple things I want to do. I want to roll some stuff off of this wand because it's treasure master and it's useless into my other wand. So I won't need anything else for that. And then I'm gonna spend some time today leveling my musketeer. So yeah. Let's head over to Guild City, and we'll start with combining the wands. That'll free up some space in my inventory, break a little bit of weight down. And it's kind of one of those things I want to do anyways, so screw it. What do we got? 4 reagents. We're good for now. We'll need to buy some more soon, but not at the moment. So last time on Friday, we did the raid. I would have liked to have had a little bit more time to mess around with that, but again, life gets in the way of living. So what I ended up getting, I think I've already put it in my stash. Yeah. What I ended up getting was a raid token. I didn't get anything else out of it, but the raid token is... I think once I get 5 of them or something like that, then I get, I can turn that in for something. 5 to 15 of them, something like that. So, yeah. Gonna be a while before I get the raid gear, but I did actually enjoy doing it more than I thought I was going to. I think just kind of getting back on that point of like how long it would take to pick up all the pieces of the raid from the tokens. I think the devs said it would take you.
That's passing us.
I think the devs said it would.
Don't give me that 30 look.
Sorry. What are you? What are you doing?
Really mad.
Me? I ain't mad.
Yes, you.
I ain't mad.
Not her.
I ain't mad. Why are you staying dead? Why don't you res yourself?
She wants to do the resurrection spell on me.
Alright, so that's not gonna work, so...
Make your E shape smaller. Here. Follow my wand.
No, I suck at this.
So look at where the tip of my wand is. Yeah, there
I
you
did it.
go. So
Is
the
it gonna
trick,
work?
the trick with it, just like watch me doing it. It's like
Does it work, or-
it's small.
No, you gotta continue it. That's not the
So
last part of it.
that's the
The
first
second part.
part. The second part is you go up, to the left, down, up, and over.
Oh yeah.
And then the
Oh, I
third
have to
part
do
is
those
like
bits.
affliction
I thought
with
that
an
those- I
A
thought that I
and
could
an
just do
O
any
with
of
a
them.
circle. Yeah. No, you gotta do all three of them in order and within a certain amount of time.
I know how to teleport to Gilded City. That's it.
Like I said, try making it a little bit smaller and make sure your line through comes through on an angle.
Hi, person. Lazar. Look at this spooky thing, Lazar. Look at, there's something floating behind you.
It looks like to me it looks like you're doing the middle section shorter left to right than the other sections. It's like each point has got to be the same width as the other ones. If that makes sense. You get it. Just keep practicing.
Can you do it?
I'm not gonna waste a reagent on that. You can res right there. There's a graveyard
I
like
know.
right there. But with the resurrection, like I can tell you right now, your spell, you're just going quite a bit larger than you need to. So from your point of view, it would look like this. More or less.
Really, spells can look that small.
Like you can do them all really small. Like for instance, this is Fireball 3.
One moment. So.
I'm just gonna
It's like-
revive.
Yeah, go ahead and revive and just run back here. You know how to find somebody using your compass, right?
Wait.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so now go up, over, and then make a diagonal up to it. There you go.
And then-
Now the affliction symbol with an A and an O with a line through it. Yeah, congratulations.
I did it.
Congratulations.
I'm happy. I am
I'm
happy.
alive.
This is a very happy thing for me.
So while you were doing that, did you kind of pick up on like what I was saying there? Just making that first section smaller, because that's the hardest one to do for sure out of the
Yeah,
three of them.
dance. Yay.
You do the
I went to the P small. The ice too.
yeah,
There we
you can do
That's
pretty
how I
much
start.
any of them small. Like don't think like at the beginning when I was starting, I really thought you have to kind of make your stuff big and
These things?
shaped out, and it can work like that, but it works a lot easier if it's
They're-
smaller.
It looks like they're pretty high level.
They're not that bad. You guys can.
Okay.
take it.
I'm gonna get going here.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
this
and every
behind
time
me.
you complete the resurrection spell, it'll use a rune
I'm
mage
just trying to
reagent.
farm over here.
Ready?
All right. I can't say I didn't attempt to help. They weren't really listening to me. Though she may not have been able to hear me because she didn't seem to be acknowledging me. Either that or she's a twat. What did I come over here for? Oh yeah, to roll this wand into like that. Is that to Limner? I'll come back. First thing I want to do is get the wand situation sorted out. Hi. All right, cool. So we got one good one now that's actually pretty damn good. 91 strength isn't crazy amazing, but it's like still pretty decent. Let's get that over there. And I guess we'll just start going through here, changing this stuff out. What am I doing? So weakness, poison, renew, and life well. I hope that that's all I would need. None of these other ones. I guess shield. I don't know. Do I want to maybe trade renew for frost? Let's do that. See if anybody's around. Wow, like nobody's online today. How many people are online in the game at all? Ooh, one thing. There we go. So there's like 74 people in game right now. And seemingly none of them are people I know. Oh no, my book. All right. Let's see if there's any groups. Dungeons in Wenderwood looking for a healer. I'm level 9. That's too low for me. I'm not gonna get enough. Not gonna get enough experience out of it. So I'm probably gonna head out to the jungle. Is that what I want to do? I feel like I want to do that. Laser tag. Just gonna check in the Discord channels real quick like. Whoa. Open up. There we go. Boom. Jesus. I love it when I get a good sneeze, comes out of nowhere. Catches me off guard. Who's this? Another musketeer. Hey noob. How's it going?
Good, man, good.
I'm gonna leave that dude be. 2 musketeers is not a very quick way to level. I need to find like a ranger or something. I'm gonna make a little group posting for farming. No. They need something that says like leveling. what about this guy? Hey, man. How's it going? All right. I couldn't see his hands, which means he muted himself. I need a new gun. This one's not very nice. Yeah. I love when you like in games like this where like sometimes people don't even realize their mics are off, and so they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Okay, guess I'll talk to you later." Also, apologies. I've been doing a lot of outside work, yard work, and all that jazz, so I'm a little bit stuffy and runny nose and sneezy and stuff. So I apologize if I'm sneezing or anything like that. I know it can be a little bit annoying. Okay, Spider-Man. Yeah. Take that, Spider-Man. I don't know how much XP you gave me. So 830 XP per kill is pretty fucking good for this. I'm wondering if maybe I'll keep it on healing. Yeah, there we go. That might be just the ticket that I need. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Ah. All of my shit went down at the exact wrong time. That's one of the things about fighting stuff like the spiders is I can take them down, but it's a little bit slow, and sometimes with like orbs going down or whatever, like depending on your strategy, like if you go like full attack or full DPS or whatever, sometimes it's going to end up being like a really, really close call. Oh, damn it. So with the healing turret and life well, I do okay. But it can still be kind of sketchy. It is weird as hell to get used to. I didn't actually want to do that one. See, now I'm fucked. Maybe. At least I got the XP out of it. Ooh, yeah. I might have to do something other than those spiders just because of their poison damage. It's the poison damage that's really getting me there. Maybe the Evolution Warriors or whatever. Not Warriors or Soldiers, whatever the small ones are. So those ones will do just basic attack, which I can probably heal through just with my turret. I guess saving my life well right up until they get there is a good choice. And I worried that tiger was going to jump on me. Poison is so OP. I honestly, I just don't get why they think it's okay, why it doesn't need any fixing. It is clearly broken. Like this guy floating in the air. Oh, now he's not broken. That's nice. These guys just take so much time to take down. It's absurd. I mean, I still get the 829 and it's safe XP. Maybe let's try. I'm wondering if this guy will go down a little bit quicker because he's because he doesn't have that shield, but I don't know. Why didn't that work on him? Oh my god! My shit just went through him. That's annoying. That's super annoying. I'm not gonna go in and take that guy's kills. That's rude. But I can maybe pull one of these guys. I'm probably gonna die again. Jesus. See, these guys are like... they're too tough. Whereas like some of the other stuff is too weak. So I'm like kind of at a struggling point of trying to find something. And I find that's like, I've talked about this before, how it really feels like there's often a like a dead zone with your levels. Oh my god, that was weak. It feels like there's a dead zone with your levels where like if you're in between these two levels, it's really difficult to find certain types of enemies that are like not easy to kill. I mean, I'm still looking for a challenge, but what the fuck? The hitboxes are garbage. Damn it. I'll hang on to it for now, but it's not better. The worst roll. Whoa. Yeah, I got a feeling Musketeer is going to be really slow to level. See what level this guy is. Oh, it's function. He's grinding for reagents, probably. I don't feel like any of these are like good choices for leveling on. That's the bummer. I don't understand how he is overpowering a healing turret and a life well. It's ridiculous. You know what? Maybe over by Mountain Crest in the trees there is a few different options I might be able to take on. I could switch my turret to DPS. Yeah, that might work. Nobody's ever in the queue. Fuck. So we got Silver Star healers, which I probably won't be able to out DPS, and Red Boars, which that actually might be okay. I don't think these ones do poison damage. Motherfucker. I really fucking suck at aiming this thing. So that was a red one. Let's see if we can take on a silver one. Wow. I don't know what he hit me with, but it hurts. We almost got him, but I had to use a super to do it, so I don't know. 1300 XP for a silver starred boar, but he just about killed me, so I don't know. I'll grab a drink, 1 sec. Whoa. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. It was a little bit of a close call, and I don't know that I would have survived without having my ultimate. And the ultimate is just all your orbs come back up. Nice. I just don't think I can do enough damage to the Skog Trolls to outweigh his heal factor. Yeah. F that. Yeah, it is all about time versus XP. I mean, that 1200 XP, I don't know. Maybe it's worth it, maybe not. Ooh, this red boars should be a pretty solid choice for me. Just gonna be about making sure I balance out my orbs and shit here. Oh, fuck. And not miss my crucial poison orbs, because that's where the most of my damage is coming from. Weakness followed by poison. But these truffle hogs don't seem to be able to out-damage me at this level. At Silver Star they can. Mainly because I think they mainly are relying on their what do you call it? The AoE. Occasionally, orbs just don't seem to register, and it's one of the most annoying things. There's another one way down there. I don't know if I can pull that far. Yeah, I can. Cool. Just gonna have to be careful I don't sorry, I didn't finish my sentence there. I just gotta be sure when I'm pulling them that far that I don't overkite them and end up leashing them. Ooh. I don't know if you could hear my fingers and neck cracking just then. Oh, get out of here, Skog Troll. Silver Star, there's not a chance. Excuse me. Where them red boars at, though? Kill them all. I am a boar murderer. Thank you. You know what? Let me just rip through here. Get into the back past where all the healers are. Don't know that I want to fuck around with these wasps because they do poison damage. But maybe. The tigers have one initial big hit. I'm not sure if I would die to it. I kind of want to find out. So if I throw down my life well and have my healing turret up and shoot one of these tigers, is it going to insta-kill me? Come on, orbs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will too, so we'll give it one shot. And oh shit. That wasn't the tiger I wanted to pull anyways. Oh man. All these tigers are silver stars, and I don't want to fight silver star tigers, so we'll rip through here and get out maybe a little bit further to a place where there's some reasonable level tigers. Yeah, they're all silver stars. I think if I want to fight lower level tigers, I pretty much have to go over to by like Tiger Town in Lamavora. Which isn't exactly the greatest place for me. I'm still a little bit under leveled to looking up at that like, what? No, I'm not. I'm still a little bit under leveled to progress out of the jungle. At 10, maybe I could make it okay in the desert. I don't think I have enough power right now to do that. Son of a bitch. If there was just more boars, I'd be okay. Oh well. Oh well. So, how was your weekend? What's up, Mang? What's up, Mang? Mm-hmm. I think one of the things that kind of sucks about Musketeer is that you end up like almost getting like sedentary arms because you're just holding, you're not actually moving the way you are with like a bow with a ranger or a sword, or even with the mage, you're moving your hand. Like the Musketeer is pretty like sedentary. Maybe one of these tigers would be okay. Oh shit. What's going on here? I was stuck in auto run for a second. Let's just take one of these boys over here. See, like, I'm only getting 466 for these guys, but I'll tell you, that's like totally fine by me because these guys are like not that bad to deal with. I'm killing them way faster, so it's kind of like worth my time. Oh, nice. What are you, you haven't hit level 20 yet, though, have you? They're not really worth my time. One of these guys probably would do the trick. Ah, sweet. That's kind of what I ended up doing with a lot of mine is I leveled all 4 of them to around level 6. And then I leveled my warrior up. Then I leveled my mage. I leveled my mage to 17. And then I took my ranger from 6 basically all the way up to 20 before playing anything else again. And then once I had my ranger leveled, switched again and finished mage. Oh, let's see what this guy is.
Watch out for tigers.
Yeah.
They'll jump you.
Yeah. I can handle these ones. The ones over by the dungeon I can't quite handle. What are you up to? God, my in-game voice chat is just so broken. Hang on, I'm gonna try something. Maybe people haven't been able to hear me all day. I've been meaning to switch back to default and see if it doesn't crash for me, if it works. They keep saying they've fixed things and whatever, and every time I try it still crashes, so. Yeah, fishing's definitely its own thing. You have to treat it as its own thing. Oh shit, no healing. Better hope I kill him fast. And I did. I did. So life well isn't quite enough to keep me alive against those guys. Yet, I don't really think that life well plus healing turret is enough either. That's kind of the annoying thing about it. Yeah, so I mean, pink is like... What is that? Is that like 1 level below? Oh, pink's the same level. I always try to do 1 level above with the reds, but pink is totally fine. It's just one of those things, like, the harder the difficulty you can do, almost the better, because you're going to end up getting more XP. But that's to an extent, I guess. These guys are 1 level below. And I don't know that they give me enough XP, but we'll see, I guess. Oh, shit. Did not mean to bring 2 of these guys. So maybe it'll work out in my favor. Yay. Yep, pretty much. I'm actually doing not too bad against these guys though, which is nice. I was kind of concerned that I wouldn't get like any XP out of them, but it's actually not bad for how much time it takes me to kill them. And they're like almost 0 risk. Main problem is I need to kill 4 of them to make it worthwhile versus the one of the Evolution Warriors. That's the thing that sucks about them. I will when I'm level 10. Right now, I'm just not. I'm not doing enough damage to really feel like I can contend with them. They're just a little bit too tough. I mean, I could swap out probably cold for healing and I'd be fine, but I don't know. I might try that actually. Shit. Shit. I think as soon as I level, I'll swap out an orb and then shit. Missing everything. Where did my life well go? Is it under the ground? Too far. Shit. He's pretty low level for here. $190. Shit. This kid's stealing my XP.
Si t'aimes pas la magie, tu peux toujours faire le truc là du pistolet. Ou archer.
Cool. I'm close to leveling. I think I might need to just go and deal with those evolutions. Okay, so probably gonna do not gradual. Cure wounds. Let's do cure wounds instead of that. And hopefully that'll do the trick. Just gotta make sure I remember what cure wounds looks like when it pops up. All right.
Now, I'm gonna hit this big guy over here. Just make sure you stay out of the red area when it lights up, okay?
Looks like default connection type probably still isn't right for me. Yeah, I had a shave, Jobs. That I did. VR client has stopped working. Yeah, I was working outside in the sun and it was too hot. I had to shave. Have I played the new Battle Royale game on Rec Room? No, I looked at it. Last week, I just really wanted to finish leveling my my mage, and I think I was still doing my ranger when they launched it. So I got my ranger and my mage up to 20 last week. Plus, then on Friday they did the raid launched, and that's really fun. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on default because that was a VR client crash. That wasn't necessarily something to do with the connection type. But anyway, so I had looked at it and it was just kind of a time thing. If it was a real dead period for me in the game, I probably would have given it a shot. I mean, for me, Battle Royale comes down to one real problem, and it's the replayability of it. You know, I played PUBG right when it first came out, and it was like one of those things that like suddenly everybody's into PUBG, and my Discord channel had like at any given time 8 people playing it, and it was super fun for 2 weeks or so, and then it was like everyone stopped playing, and I don't blame them, myself included, because what do you do? It's just the same thing over and over and over again. So that's one of my issues with Battle Royale, but alright, it looks like WebSocket is the issue here. Wow. I can't believe it's that buggy. Like, clearly there is something wrong with your coding when not putting it in WebSocket mode, which is inferior. Just crashes the game. That's unbelievable. They say connection type, but I can guarantee it's not a connection type. There's something else in that code that's something strange is afoot. Anyways, yeah, I probably will try out the Rec Room Battle Royale stuff. I don't see it being I don't see it having a lot of longevity for me, just because of what it is. But I imagine it's pretty fun. Oh, man. I guess on the other hand, though, like, all of Rec Room for me kind of lacks a little bit of that replay value. Though I do think they... Oh, shit. I do think they alleviated that a little bit by putting in the... some of the new modes. And Rec Room's approach to longevity isn't make games that are more satisfying and with more replay value. Their mentality is just keep putting out new stuff. And what? I thought that guard was supposed to kill them. Fuck. Their mentality is just keep putting out stuff so that people don't get bored. But you're not putting out things that are adding, you're bringing people back to the game, but you're not bringing them back for the same thing. You're bringing them back to do something, some other game type in Rec Room. And it was the same problem with like the paintball in Rec Room. Like, yeah, it was really fun the first time I tried it. And then I was kind of like, well, it's pretty much what I expected it to be. It's paintball, I don't know. I mean, Rec Room still will always kind of hold a sweet place in my VR heart. Simply because it's one of the first things that I played that it was like a social thing that I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is awesome too. But yeah, because of that, it'll always kind of have some meaning to me. But I don't think people are going to still be like really playing it in, a few years or whatever. The way that I could probably see a lot of people continuing to play something like this, as long as the devs don't abandon it and it's still being developed for, people will keep coming back to this because of how much time you can sink to the progression of it. I think for me, games that don't have a progression system, fuck's sakes. Priorities, dude. For me, games that don't have a progression system are really challenging for me to stay interested in. I think that's kind of why I've always been a little bit more drawn to RPGs and stuff along those lines. Oh man, Jesus. I really find that the musketeer is kind of cumbersome to put the orbs in. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to playing it, but like the reaching around and repositioning your gun stuff doesn't translate that well. Like it feels like yeah, okay, I'm gonna put this in there, and that's fine when you're standing there. But in combat, you want to be like, okay, we're gonna do this, but instead I have to turn the gun, which fucks my aim up, causes me to miss. I don't know. Finding I'm just having a lot of issues with retargeting. I think the other thing too is I don't really have a reference point with the musket as to what I should be shooting at. And apparently shooting yourself with an orb doesn't always work either. Jesus. Interesting. I don't know. I think Orbus is dead in a specific way. The game is very much like steady. Like, yeah, there's like 75 people online right now, and that's like pretty consistent for about this time of day. And then probably in an hour, it'll bump up another 20 or so. And that's about what it's been for quite some time. And you might lose some players, you might gain some new players back. But like, Ginger popped in the other day. That's who I was actually one of the people that I was raiding with on Friday. And he kind of couldn't believe how much stuff is in the game now that wasn't when he left. And I think part of the problem with Orbus is it doesn't do a good job of telling you what's new in the game and what you should be working on at that given point in time. Fuck's sakes. God, I'm honestly like I'm finding it really difficult to get these hits in and shot. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I mean, you use the regen orb instead of weaken. Interesting. Let me try that. Swap that out for weaken. All right, let's give that a whirl. I find one of the big issues here is like you have to like sacrifice either like living by the skin of your teeth kind of thing and doing some damage, or not doing any damage and surviving. There isn't really a middle ground. I feel like some of the balance with musketeer might be off. Maybe that's just at this point in the game, but like it's kind of how it feels. I just feel really underpowered right now. Like surviving, no problem, but like stand there for an hour killing the thing. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, that's kind of one of the other things with the game is like, if I'm healing myself, I should be getting some XP from that. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think you should be getting XP from in this game that you don't. But anyways, back to what I was saying before about like the player base is consistent, but the problem is the player base is generally at this point the major guilds and their members playing, like you said, in fuck. I hate that. I really think they need to fix the AoE things, that if I'm physically out of the red, I shouldn't get killed outside of the red. Anyway, so you have the major players playing in their guilds, and as a result, you don't get any of the like kind of float players that you would normally get. And like you said, that's a lot of the players are North American players. There's a handful of like German players, but I feel like the German players are like, they've kind of got their guilds they stick with and stuff, or they're not really those kind of players or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it is definitely tough with you being in the UK though, Dobbs. I won't argue with that. Oh man, it is going to take a really long time to level the musketeer up. Boy, oh boy. Questing in Lamavora. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm jealous. Yeah, I got my tank to 20, and then pretty much over the last week, I hit 20 with my ranger and my mage. Mage was a real slog to get up to 20. Musketeer is like, it's just slow. I wouldn't say it's a difficult class to play at all. I think it's quite easy. And I don't really find it as satisfying to play it. I don't know if that's maybe just like there we go. Huh. So apparently farming trash in the raid dungeon is a thing. Oh man. You come back, Dobbs, there's so many positions open for healing. Pretty much healers and tanks. Which isn't surprising. Too many girly men can't handle being a tank. And then yeah. I think healers, like a lot of people think like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna play like a support role, and playing that support role in a dungeon or something is fine. But what I have a problem with is there shouldn't be any class in the game that is so weak it can't be used as a solo play thing. Everything in the game should be able to be solo played. I think it's one of the big like hurt points for Musketeer is that it's like it's not nearly as satisfying to play it as it is the other classes. Whoa. Don't think warrior's satisfying. Oh. You're a wild man, Dobbs. You're a wild man, not believing the strength and power of the warrior. Oh, I didn't choose one. Turret expires. Speed boost. Yeah, let's do that. No, I definitely do. I definitely do agree that it is a preference thing, though, because there's always going to be something that you like and don't like about the gameplay for one reason or another. Whether it's whether it's the actual like mechanics of using it or whatever. I don't know what it is about Musketeer. You would think, like, when I first started playing, I was like, okay, like, so, like, there's the strategizing of what orbs you're going to use when, and, like, you know, you got to put them in and then shoot, and then you got to put them in and shoot, and you got your turret, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really feel as much like you're doing something. And if you're looking for casual play, well, shit, this is the class for you, you know? And I think the counterpoint to that is, if you play the precision build of the Ranger, you don't really... there's none of that rapid fire shit. It's all just kind of calculated, and I don't find it any more aggressive of a playstyle than this. Like, it's kind of the same thing, but it's a lot more satisfying hitting those really big range shots. And I think that's kind of what's missing from this. When you hit a range shot with this, you're like, yeah, you just adjusted your hand until it was positioned in the spot that you hit things, or, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it feels like it's missing that, like, that impact or something. I don't know. I think one of the problems is it is a healing class, and it should remain a healing class, but it should also be... Why do I have an overshield right now? Or did that just start showing up because it was bugged out or something? Weird. Anyways, it shouldn't be just a healer class. Just as warrior shouldn't be just a tank class. You should have the option to do tank or DPS, healer or DPS. Ranger should always be like DPS, but it could be DPS or utility. You know, like basically chaining people up and whatever, things like that. Like, there should be a lot more use with Ranger than just DPS. And with Mage, it kind of is DPS / utility, but it depends on the fight. And that's kind of one of the things I do like about Mage, but Mage is also kind of really unsatisfying to me because it's like, it's an all or nothing class. Like, you either hit your spells and get them, or you do nothing. You stand there doing absolutely nothing in the fight. And that's kind of one thing I don't really like about it. I just think they need to broaden things out and diversify it a little bit more and give everything a little bit more viability so that people aren't like, you know, at endgame, there's no point in asking what people are running. You know what they're running. If they're a ranger, they're running this. If they're a mage, they're running that. The only difference is certain preference things, like, you know, as a mage, do you waste your talent on static charge or do you use it on lend a hand? You know, like shit like that. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same for everybody because there is one viable choice. Everything else is kind of not really worth it. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, I don't understand why, like, player interference is a thing. I get that, like, Riley wants things a little bit challenging and blah blah blah. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it just feels unnecessary. Like, I'm not even thinking about this fucking fight. Like, I'm just... And that heal didn't work the way it was supposed to, by the way. Anyways, yeah. Well, I mean, like, the talents are usually pretty self-explanatory, but the thing is like, okay, so give it, like, you choose one of the two every 5 levels. They're almost all so straightforward it hurts. So if you're going to say that Musketeer is a healing class, then you literally don't do any of these things. Maybe you could do Empowered Turret, but it's more likely you're going to use Beacon of Light because it's a healing class. So you're always, as a Musketeer, going to pick this tree right here unless you never play with anybody ever, in which case you could maybe take some of these. And then same thing for like if you go warrior, it's a tank, so you're never going to take these DPS ones. I don't mind using intimidate because this sword rush being used to allies twice, it's not really that necessary to me, and I'd get more benefit out of using the critical strike chance. But then it comes down to, okay, so do you do shield or damage boost? Most people prefer damage boost because if you throw it in the air, all your DPS that's with you in a group can just go hog wild with it. Basically, the strategy is you throw your Blessing of Might in the air to coincide with supers being generated, and your mages blast off their supers, your rangers, etc. And then with the bow ranger, basically comes down to I've heard both ways being good, so I don't think with ranger it matters because it's just preference. So rapidity is super rapid fire, which all the old school rangers play because that's how they are used to playing, so it gives them a benefit. I prefer precision personally, and having the charge shot use up the globe, so I'm basically going for long range precision shots. So where I might with a mage shoot from like here or something, when I'm playing with my ranger, I'm basically going all the way to the extent of how far I can actually hit with an arrow. Oh, missed him. What? Shooting over a hill, so I can't really tell the distance here. Hang on. Let me move into a position where I can actually see this guy. Anyways, when I'm playing with ranger, I'm playing distance shots. Like, this is like where I'd be comfortable shooting from. Oh, come on. Wow, these guys are bugged right out. But anyways, so you can see I have that blue bar that charges up. I do the most damage when it fills up to here. Whereas rapidity is like the bar fills up as you do very fast shots and then cools back down. So you want to be doing lots of shots all the time to keep that bar up, and that's sort of the thing. The auto loot I have isn't actually auto loot. What it is hang on, let me switch. What was I doing here? My warrior stuff. Let's put that there. The auto loot actually comes from my pet dragon. So they have a chance. All pets have a chance now to get a bonus. Plunderer is the one that I prefer because of what it is. They go and they pick up stuff. There's Gatherer, picks up raw materials around you. That one can be pretty good. What else? Jumper reduces the cooldown on your house teleport. What is the other major one? I can't remember. I really can't remember what the other one is, sorry. But anyways, the pets can now do that. Let me... Hang on. Just so we don't get any bullshit going on here. Just gonna switch back to my ranger. Huzzah! Yeah, I'm just gonna head back to the house. There is... I don't know if do you know anything about the dragon breeding system? Like, basically, they put this tank in the house. Okay, well, I'll give you the short rundown on it. So, The first dragon you originally got in the game was this, the little pet dragon. What they did is they added these traits into it: the primary, secondary, spot, and size. Mood doesn't have anything to do with anything except for breeding. So you can go down to in the zoological gardens. I'll go there in a little bit and I'll show you that. But in the zoological gardens, there's like a new vendor in there that's kind of by a giant version of this tank. And so basically how it works is you can think of these colors. So in let me do this one. So in the case of this one, you got to look at the first one. So black, green, and brown. So when I look in the tank here, black, green, and brown. So what those are basically dominant colors. So you could think of them almost like genes. So this one has black with a recessive of black. Secondary is green with a recessive of jungle green. So for instance, that sort of teal color, that's jungle green, and the green is green. So basically this one, he's green right now, but I could pull out a recessive out of him. So basically what you're doing when you're breeding is mixing, trying to get these recessives or dominants to combine. You're trying to get mutations, which will occasionally happen and give you something different. On this one in particular, I'm trying to get black, jungle green, and purple. So I would get the black off of his dominant main color. I would get the jungle green off of his recessive secondary. So his dominant primary is black. His recessive secondary is jungle green, which is the same as this color. And then off of that red one, I'm trying to get this one. I'm trying to get the recessive purple for these side colors. So it's kind of like trying to combine two different things, and it doesn't always work. Sometimes you get bullshit, sometimes you get good stuff, and occasionally you'll get a trait or whatever, like plunderer. The bonus, you'll sometimes get that. It's getting kind of close to the wall there. And then your size can range from 0 to 8, I think. So I don't have anything really small, but I've got some bigger stuff. And, you got all these different colors. Like here's a purple size 8. So this one is size 4, and this one's size 8. He's quite a bit bigger. And all the colors in the house always look a little bit brighter. He's actually more of a purple and less of a pink outside. What else? Well, let's go over to the vendor there. I gotta buy some pet treats anyways. They redesigned High Step. You've probably seen that if you've been on anytime in the past couple of weeks. So that's the player house now. Over here is like the graveyard and stuff where you would come down from there. So this is all completely changed into sort of a circle. So you have like player house right when you walk in, apprentice smith here. Here's the raid shop where you would spend raid tokens to buy raid gear. If you didn't get anything in a drop, you could spend your raid tokens on that kind of stuff. Then you got all your stalls throughout here, all that jazz. Yeah, no worries. I mean, they so basically one of the things they've done is tried to unify the entire Midlands textures and stuff, so it all kind of is consistent. Every single enemy in Midlands now has a sound. So, like, they have sound effects. I'm gonna see if I can get this guy provoked without killing him. And then like pretty much everything has a sound now. They've redesigned. They've redesigned pretty much all of the buildings throughout the Midlands area. They haven't touched Guild City yet, and they haven't touched like Corner Path and Narrow Orchard, but like everything on this side has been redesigned to have a where am I going? I want to go to the Zoological Gardens. So all this stuff's been sort of redesigned to have a sort of consistent style to it. And then obviously the sounds and stuff. What else have they done? So much stuff. I'll show you when we get over to the Zoological Gardens here. First, I'll deal with the pet stuff and show you that. There's an entirely new zone called the Necropolar that has a few more story quests in it. So basically, when you've completed the main story quest, which I'm sure you had done at that point, the main story quest will then continue, I think, from Sisyllus. I don't think you have to pick up anything from Marcos before, but I think you come and talk to Sisyllus in the Zoological Gardens, and that would continue your main story quest, which takes you into the Necropolar. And I'll show you how to do that. I want to go to the Necropolar anyways, because I'll show you where the raid is and whatnot. They raise the party limits up to 10 for raid parties. If you go above 5, it becomes a raid party. Okay, so here's your dragon shop. And, yo, what's up? Yo. There we go. So in here, you can buy your regular run-of-the-mill pet treats. This is just a stack of 10 of those pet treats. That's what I want. So you got to feed your pets when they're hungry to keep them from going crazy. You can buy default pets here. I wouldn't actually recommend that. I would say buy them from the stalls in town. But then you have different pet treats for different things. Like you can feed a pet. Say you've got a pet that is a size 8 and you want to keep that, you would feed that pet size 8. And if you wanted to take the secondary out of something, you would take this one or whatever. So you have all these different pet treats for different things for the primary, secondary, spots, bonus, all that jazz. And then here, this tagger tool is actually part of the raid. So you'd talk to Sisyllus over here, and Sisyllus gives you the quest to go into the Necropolar, which she tells you that all of these red tails in here are actually stuffed and harmless. And then you come over here into this outhouse, and it leads to a secret path to the Necropolar. So the Necropolar has a... I actually don't know if it'll do it right now because it's not snowing. But you gain a stacking debuff of cold damage, basically. And I don't think at level 20 you don't really take any damage from it until maybe like 5 or 6 stacks. But in combat it can affect because you're constantly trying to heal against that while you're already losing health. Yeah, so it's not snowing right now, so it won't. Normally it's snowing in here. Oh, there's one. Okay, so we got one stacking debuff now. And then if you come over to the bonfires, it'll go away. So that's basically the gist of this area. There's some different quests in here. There's not a whole lot. Nope, this is a non-PvP area. It's just a general open area, PvE, which is nice. You don't need to be stressing too much. Another thing they did is they added in the PvP areas in the Lamavoran Wilds, they added in what's called the Trickster's Chest. And at the very back, at the top of Lamavora, along that very back thing, they added in the Trickster Chest, which is something that spawns on a fixed rotation. And what is it? It's a fixed rotation and a fixed location currently. And the chest can give you shards for legendaries. Shards to reforge legendaries. Well, I guess that's another thing I'll get to in a second, but you can get shards out of it as well as wilds, materials, dyes, that kind of stuff. And so only one person can take it, which means it's sort of like a fight for it. I haven't really bothered with it because, you know, Nox and EK and occasionally Alphabet are basically in there taking it every time. They go in there, oh, at this time we're going to all hop on and we're going to go and we're going to get this trickster chest and whatever. And I just, personally, I don't really care. I think the PvP is really horrendously imbalanced and doesn't offer any incentive for people to PvP the way PvP should be done in a fun manner. They've kind of made it so that it's like, if you want a PvP, your best bet is to try to trick someone or wait for someone to attack you first so you don't take bandit status and then attack them. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's sort of dumb to me. Anyways, it's something new they added in, so if you did like that kind of stuff, I know you were in Union of Ham, so if you did like that kind of stuff, it's a thing that happens. So that's part up there, that's part of the quest for Necropolar, and in here is the entrance to the raid. And the raid looks pretty damn cool. I don't know if I'll actually be able to move my way in. I don't think I can. There's so much stuff in here. So many mobs to clear. The funny thing is, these are one of the few packs of mobs in the game that even... Oh, you can take them one by one. Interesting. I don't really want to even fight this guy. There's nothing in it for me. Let's see if I can kite him out. Yeah. So this just takes you down to the center. It lets you skip this section here if you've already killed the first two bosses or whatever. Kind of standard raid stuff. Some shortcuts that open once you've done some stuff in the game. So anyways, this is the raid. It progresses off. You have one wing to the left, one wing to the right, and two bosses up that way. What I want to do, though... That's what I'm looking for. Give me that. Oh, can you not change? Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, so where do I want to go? Oh, yeah. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Hang on. I don't know why I tried to draw that one. There we go. That is what I was looking for. So over what I was kind of mentioning earlier is I don't have any legendary gear, so I can't show you. Legendary came out with the shard dungeons, which I don't know. Do you know about the shard dungeons either? Shard dungeons might be new. Yeah, I don't know, Dobbs. I mean, like, I think you'd pick up a lot of this stuff with Mage pretty quickly. I mean, I would honestly recommend, if you're coming back, to just look up like different people's shortcuts that they use and just use those. Like, there's some pretty crazy, wacky fucking shortcuts that people use that hadn't really been figured out at the time that you last probably were really kind of maining your mage. To be honest, Rune Mage actually gives more DPS than Ranger does now, if you're a good rune mage. Ranger is still pretty comparable, but rune mage is like a lot more desirable, I think. So this is the infusion specialist. And what you can do here is you could take 2 of the same items. I don't know if you were here earlier when I did my wand. Let me see if I can find something in here that I can infuse. I could show you with my rings, I guess. Basically, you would take your rings and you put one in that you want to keep and the second one that you want to. Obviously, it won't do it because they're the same. But like, you can infuse those stats in. So the Essa Warped Ring is from the 3rd world boss, which is in Tradu Mines. And so the Essa Warped Ring was something like 30 critical strike and 50 vitality. So I rolled the vitality, that 100 vitality from the Signet of Draco, those rings from the Sanyel. I rolled those rings into my Essa Warped Rings so that I could gain the 30 critical strike, which was more than the what are they called? I can't remember what the rings are called, but the ones from the plant boss. Drawing a blank here. Anyways, so the critical hit was lower on the ones from the plant boss, so these had a higher critical hit, and I could combine that with that ring to make it better. You can also now use shards. Let me see what these ones are. Minor. There's nothing on those. So you'd have to use major shards, I think. No, it would be the shards that you get from these. Anyways, you can click on a shard and then click on an item that has a affix, and that shard will be applied, and like it'll ask if you want to do it, and you can use that shard up to try and re-roll the affix. So basically, glimmering shards, the purple ones, you would use those to change the affixes on purple gear. And then there's gold shards, I can't remember what they're called, for the legendary gear, which is gold. And that would let you re-roll those. So that's one of the things that you can find in the Trickster's chest. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the player base has changed. I mean, you might want to have a look at the forums and just go into like the like recruiting section or whatever, and see if there's an active clan that's in UK or Europe or whatever. Like I kind of have a feeling it's gonna be like the French players and the German players are probably the ones that stick out the most in my mind. Most of the German players speak English. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 that don't really speak English or don't speak that well. The French players never talk in English, which is annoying to me because I know they all speak it. But anyways, so those are the ones that stick out in my mind, but there's probably a lot more than that. I would say, like, whatever time you want to play, go to the website and see what the player count is. Like, for example, right now it is 87 players online, and try to find a time where there are people online. Honestly, I think a lot of Alphabet is European. So another thing that they've done, I don't know if you've seen it, is in the Tradu Mines, there's 4 wings. So there's 8 bosses in Tradu Mines.
I guess it's meant to be like shard 1 to 5
Yeah.
gear is normal raids. Hard raid is going to be shard 5 to 8 gear, okay? And then expert mode was going to be shard 8 plus gear.
Right
So
there.
it's
What
like we're
about
gonna have to
Chesil?
wait like a
He's
month
got
or
an
something
accent
to
that
be
must be comforting to you. So anyways,
Do you have the Guardians of High
you have all those bosses and stuff that you can do in Tradu Mines. But the main use for Tradu Mines at this point is you go into Tradu Mines, you do it, and then it gives you one of these shards. It would give you a level 1, obviously, so you'd get something like this. Tradu Lab level 1 with a thick-skinned modifier. Thick-skinned is they can take more damage. Or Tradu Crypt. This one has been leveled up. Same with this one, level 3. That's a raid token. But anyways, you would use these. You go into that specific dungeon, so it can be any of the dungeons in the game. It could be the one in Wenderwood, it could be the jungle one, it could be the desert one, and then it could be all the Tradu wings, all of those things. So basically what it is you're doing sort of like WoW style shards, where it's like you level it up, and when you complete that dungeon, it gives you a chance at a gear drop. You have a guaranteed daily you can use, and you decide when to use it. And then it'll obviously give you a leveled up version of that shard, and it goes all the way up to tier 10. So basically how it works is, let me see if I've got, probably my warrior gear might show. Yeah. Okay. So this would be what you would get out of the desert wilds, any of the wilds really. So a chaotic blade would be sort of like your wild sword. Then you've got your Tradu sword. However, the base Tradu sword is actually quite a bit lower than this. I want to say it's like 1010 or something like that. This is one that came out of a and this one's 1083. So this 1083 damage one, which can actually go up to, I think, 100 and I want to say it's like 108 intellect and strength. That came out of a tier 4. Yeah, this one was from a tier 4 shard. This one I think was from a tier 3. And you can do that for all of the gear now, so you can get a higher possible roll on it. And then combining that with, like, let's have a look at this sword again. So this one is 101 int and 99 strength. This one's 99 int and 100 strength, but it has a higher attack. So what I could do if I wanted to is roll 2 intellect out of this one. So take the 101 intellect out of this sword, which would destroy that sword in the process, but it would then make this one a 1083 attack with 101 intellect and 100 strength. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there is a whole lot of stuff you can do with that progression. And then obviously raid gear sits right up at the top. Raid gear, raid right now is tier 1 through 5 equivalent. So if you think about it in this light. Like Desert Wilds is level 20, maybe even like 20.1, and then going 0.1 up from that in difficulty, like level 20.2, that would be your Tradu Mines. And then from Tradu Mines, going into the shards, a tier 1 shard is, I think, equivalent to Tradu, but it might actually be 1 tick as higher as well. And then every shard goes up 1.1 from there, which translates to roughly like 10 to 12 damage, and each level is 1 more implicit modifier stat that you can go up. And then from there, the raid is equivalent to tier 1 through 5, and in a couple weeks the hard mode raid will launch, which is equivalent to tier 5 to 10. Okay, so yeah, now there's 4 wings. So when you look at the wings, you've got these were the first 2 that launched: Mutated Worm, Soulkeeper, Sentry, and Mistkeeper. Then they added in Forest with Mutated Shroom and Tank Keeper, and Skywalk, which is Squiddy and Potion Keeper. So to do the third world boss, which apparently isn't even in this book. We had a whole bunch of kills on that guy. You would have to do Soul Keeper, Mist Keeper, Tank Keeper, and Potion Keeper to possibly get... I don't know if it's in my inventory. Yeah, here it is. So this one is from Skywalk. You need all 4 fragments to start up the third world boss. And he's in Tradu Mines to the right, all the way down at the end. And he's like this big sort of elfy looking guy. He's pretty crazy. And he gives a couple things. He gives the rings that I showed you, as well as the Signet of Chaos, which are Vitality and Wisdom. So if you chose Wisdom over Critical Hit, you could roll your Signet of Draco into this ring and get 100 Vitality, 60 Wisdom. I don't know. I mean, there's some more potions. Invisibility Potion, which is a 30-day aged... what is it? Masked Scent? Yeah. 30-day aged Masked Scent. And then you can also do an aged Invisibility Potion. So that's... I think it takes like a month and a half, basically, to age it, to make and age a potion all the way to an aged Invisibility Potion. It's pretty crazy. There's a whole bunch of dyes. I don't know if dyes were in. I imagine they were. They were added sometime around then. Tile sets haven't changed much. Tile sets are basically sort of in the same place they were. I don't think there's any new materials. There's new fish. There's the blimp fish, and I already sold my other ones. But there's blimp fish, majestic flounder, and what was the other one? Blimp fish, majestic flounder, and it was those 3 fish that weren't in the game before that, but that were in that list. There's a whole bunch of new fishing quests. There's some quests for kill quests with the Brotherhood. Where the hell are they? I guess Blimpfish is the only one that has a page in the book. So Majestic Flounder and Frosted Perch are the other 2. Oh shit, I mean dyes you can get from all kinds of stuff. You can buy them from people, you can buy them from stalls, you can get them from the wilds. The wilds have unique dyes in them. You can go to pretty much anything you do in the game has a chance of dropping a dye now. There's like most of the dye you'd be getting would be shitty dye. It'd be this taffy major dye, which is pink. But yeah, I just have a handful of ones here, but there's a whole bunch of dyes. I'm currently using pure white and coal accent, so all the dyes are based around a primary and an accent color. So like for instance with my warrior, this one is using terracotta and saltwater taffy. So obviously in the house it always looks washed out. But yeah, so this is like the warrior, one of the warrior outfits. This is shard dungeon gear. Fuck you, Parachute. Taffy sucks. So anyways, yeah, there's all kinds of fucking dyes in the game. There's new fish. There's fishing gear that you get from the new fishing quests. So that fishing gear looks like... So let me log out. I want to see if it actually still shows this stuff. It should. Yeah, there we go. So you got like a big fish on your head. Oh. I haven't dyed this one at all. So this one is what it looks like default, but you can dye it for sure. So the interesting thing about the fishing gear, while looking silly, it does actually have a certain thing to it that you would be interested in, which is it has stats. It has intellect, strength, and luck. So intellect is your chance to actually get a bite. Like to actually get the fish biting on your hook. Strength stops it from when your line heats up and you stop reeling, it'll stop it from running away as far or at all. And luck determines there's a small chance you'll catch 2 fish instead of 1 when it comes in. So that's basically what those boil down to. Fishing's pretty much the same though. Throw on your luck rings, throw on your fishing gear, throw on an aged fishing potion, aged fish scent attractor, pop that shit, throw out your lines. Pretty much all of the fish have been diagnosed down to a 3-part lure system. You can find all of that information in Decoy's community channel on Discord. If you need that info, just let me know. There's plenty of info in there. Oh yeah, I like toffee too. Orange accent is, I think, still the best accent in the game. Though I'd like it if I could get a jungle green accent like that. That'd be fucking tight. Shit, what else is new, man? There's gotta be something I'm still forgetting about. There's all kinds of new capes. Talent system we talked about. Has anything changed in the wilds? I don't think anything's changed in the wilds. Like I said, there's new quests from the Brotherhood, so that's the guy that you would talk to in the jungle that has the kill quests. Just gonna grab a drink. Okay, sounds good, Dobbs. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully I get you interested in playing again. And like I said, man, I mean, I'm usually on about 3 hours earlier than now. So if you ever want to play with me, man, you hop on. I'm down to roll out with you. And then like I said, if you've got a certain time you're always pretty much down to play VR at, just keep an eye on like the forums and stuff, and even make a post on the forums and be like, look, I haven't played in a while and want to come back, but I have a hard time like being up late and playing. I don't want to play until 3 a.m. You know, are there any guilds that are active at that time, and any players who are active at that time, and, you know, go from there. But all right, man, I will talk to you later. All right. Oh yeah, I still got this big purple dragon. I didn't want this big purple dragon. I need to grab the one that I had. Where was he? This one. Why is he sad? He's always sad. Let's go ahead and break this shit down. I'll keep this one. Alright, so I am going to go take a quick little break, and then we'll get right back into it. Hopefully things should kind of start picking up in terms of people online. I know that it's looking like it's a little bit slow right now, but I don't know, for me, like, I got 1 level into my musket, and that's always like, it's always a challenge putting in time into a class that I'm not really enjoying. But at the same time, doing a little bit of that every now and then is also kind of necessary if you want to get all those classes to 20, which I do. 3 down, half of 1 to go now. I'll probably, with Musketeer, I'll probably see if I can get into a group of people doing sort of jungle dungeon or something like that where we can just sort of plow through it and get a decent amount of XP. Okay, I will be right back, and then we'll continue on with whatever, because from here on out today, I'm down to do whatever. All right, I'll be right back. That's right, Telemnar. Wow. All right. Cool. Hey, look at that. There's 6 people in the Nova channel.
You nailed it.
Oh
Yep.
man, Nova's popping tonight.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, I'm gonna start on the left, I guess.
So we'll stack right here. All right, in a line, and then healer will be slightly. Yeah, there you go, just like that.
I'm gonna start on the
Then
left.
Fraggable, you wanna be behind us. So you
Right.
can
I'm
see
just
us.
getting my turret between you guys and then moving back.
Yeah. That's
Oh
fine.
no!
Chase you.
Oh shit, who's here?
Speakers.
What the fuck? My controller just lost. Okay, tracking.
Is that a cowboy?
Okay. No, I don't think that's cowboy. Huh? Who's here?
Cheers again, buddy.
Aeon. Sorry.
Ah, you still
Oh,
got
no.
2 of them.
Switch.
Oh,
Switch.
3 of them.
I
Jeez.
think at this point
Wait,
we
I'm
yeah.
talking about that poison likes you.
The middle one will be a difficult.
Oh,
We're killing
maybe
the triplets at the moment.
Booty.
Gotcha, booty.
Getting some people geared.
Cool. I'll be around for another hour and a half or so if you guys need anybody else, if we get enough people to do
Okay.
some raid stuff or
Definitely.
Oh,
whatever.
Switch.
Okay. So the middle dude's gonna be difficult to get to.
Here, I'll bring him to you. I'll just shoot him. Oh.
I'll not distract them while they're doing some stuff. Oh shit, sorry. I didn't see that, Telemnar. They know it's always high from you. Are you around? Are you playing? Or are you kind of winding down for the night? No, it's a little bit later there here. Later there than here. Ugh. Yeah. I'm good. I put one level into my musketeer today, so he's level 10 now, but I'm finding the musketeer is incredibly slow and tedious to level, so it's kind of one of those things that I like. I would sort of put it aside for now. Jesus Cat is looking for more to do dungeons in the rainforest. I always gotta check the arena. God damn it, nobody's ever in the arena. I wish I had some quest XP to dump on my muskie. It's honestly been a little bit tedious grinding out the last few levels on like my ranger and my mage, but musketeer at level 10 feels like it's a slog, and I don't know. I mean, it's probably just because I was doing it solo. If I was in a group, it would go real quick, but still. Wait, can you? Oh, what? I didn't even know you could walk out on this thing. Well, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll practice doing some mage things. Trying to blind cast things that I can't get to cast even if I focus on them is real tough. Yeah, I mean, we only really we did the first boss, and the second boss we just kind of struggled on for a little bit. But I did enjoy it. It was fun. How far did you guys end up getting? I think you were on a little bit later than I was. Were you guys able to get through that second boss? Well, today is definitely not a Fireball 3 day. I can get it to cast, but I can't get it to cast consistently. Interesting. Boss 1, 3, and 4. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's good to hear. Did you end up getting anything out of it? Yeah, that's funny. Sorry, I just was reading a couple messages back. I didn't see the if you can avoid questing, do it. It makes such a difference, hey? Being able to have something that you can rely on to just give you some XP, even if it's not a substantial amount, just something, so that you don't feel like you're stuck. Fire 3 without the 3D line, huh? So like that? Or with a line across like that? I just discovered something that works for me. Doing the bees, doing your circle, and then fuck, that's tricky. OBO with no line. Never had that one work, but maybe. Okay. Hey, wow, that was a quick restart. Oh, man. Wait, do I still have all these? Oh, I've got all these people turned down, that's why. I hate those stairs. Those jagged stairs are just a mess.
Here, open a trade menu with me.
I just did, and you exited it.
Yeah, I always practice Frost 3 to stay up on it. But yeah. I can't seem to get any of the shortcuts for Affliction. And Affliction 2 is probably the only one I think really needs it.
Pick's in the chat. Yeah. Pick, where's Peter Piper? He's in Guild City. I heard that.
The guy can cast it, no problem. It's casting it fast that's a problem.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. More goals.
Hold on.
Man, that is a really tricky one to get.
I'm gonna wait until I give everybody.
I got it a couple times there, shit. Damn, son. Yeah, I need someone to follow. I need a new follower. I need a new follower to test out my new follower GIF in the alert box. Oh, hand by hand, Luca. Damn. Why is that not fucking working?
Alright, Dick, can you get Peanut Piper in the Discord?
I mean, that looks like Affliction 2, more or less.
We're gonna attack third boss, fourth boss. We're gonna try that fourth boss first, though. We'll take a look when we get there.
Roof's too pointy. All right. It's strange because it's like, I know what it's interpreting to make your version work. Like, so just for anybody else, like, not that there's anyone in here now, but somebody might watch after. This is what Affliction 2, that's too pointy, sorry. That's what Affliction 2 basically is supposed to look like. Whatever. I can make it work. I don't know why it's not working, but whatever. This is my problem with a lot of the spells in this game is they don't interpret right half the time anyways. Like, I think it's because my lines aren't intersecting the way that they should. The game is deciding that it's not. I don't know. Anyway, so given that this is what it's going off of, more or less, when he does his that looks like this, something, what is it? It's like, interpreting, no matter how you do it, whatever variation, it's in interpreting part of the circle. So you don't need the whole circle. That much is clear. At the most, you need like that much of the circle. So the question is what other points do affliction 1 and do a full circle instead of a square? That's affliction 1. And you want me to do... Wait, what am I
I don't know
doing?
if we can do like 92s and
You want me to do a full circle like around it, like that? Like around the outside, or... Do the circle down below. I see what you're saying. Something like that.
It's very loud, but it doesn't.
Obviously that looked like shit, but
Well, probably is because of the VR.
like sort of like that.
100 miles an hour.
That's what I thought. It doesn't seem to be any more consistent, but I think it might just be, like I said, I need to figure out the interpretation of what it's interpreting. Like, how much of this is necessary? Is it just the diamond? Can I go like this and have it work? Oh, fuck. But clearly it needs some kind of a lagging on it. So that doesn't work. The same, but with a roundish affliction one.
What's it down?
Thing is if I can't get it to do a rounded affliction in the first place, it's not going to work. So I need to figure out how that affliction needs to be interpreted, whether it's wider or whatever. Okay, so if that's my base affliction, I should be able to just do a circle around it like that to make it work. So this is kind of dumb because it's so... It works occasionally. But I feel like I'm just going like this. Whoop, whoop, and that's it. But what I'm doing is this, and then this. More or less. And I know I can get this to work, but it's like, it's not consistent at all, and I can't do it blind. That's the problem. The only line of the square that needs to be flat is the one on the right. So if I go... I honestly just find this to be a really frustrating spell because it's like, it fails more often than not, and the only way to be consistent with it is to cheese it. And to me, that is just like the epitome of, wow, look at this broken spell. It's broken. Like, that should work every single time. And it doesn't.
I need to. Are you getting picked up? Yeah.
And also, this isn't fast at all. This is slow. The X in the middle from your Affliction 1 needs to be fine if you do it that way. What do you mean fine? Like that shouldn't fucking cast Affliction 2. I hate that. This is why I really don't like spell shortcuts, because of the fact that this doesn't work, and that's the actual fucking spell, and this does work sometimes. Anyways, it's really fucking it's really annoying to me with this spell in particular. Almost all the other spells I can stomach their shortcuts because they're not that substantial, but every shortcut I've seen for Affliction 2, I understand exactly why it's working. I just don't understand why it's so fucking broken when you try to do it properly. Boom, Fireball 3. Not that big of a deal.
Way different.
It's like fucking 4,000 strokes to get this one done.
Nope. Nope.
And it doesn't fucking work. I hate that. I hate that so fucking much. Ugh. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just you. It's just you and Telemnar in here right now, so. If I draw it over my book, it'll work every time. Let me put your little thought to the test here, and see if I can make it fucking work every time. Actually, Affliction 2, is it even in here? Oh yeah, it is. Greater Affliction. Nope. Oh, I guess I forgot the one side. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this isn't working. Is my circle too fucking big? And then it gives me Fireball? Like, what the fuck? Thank you, Taijoko. You'll have to tell me exactly what you want to do with it or whatever. Just message me in Discord what you want me to change with it. I just don't want it to be too long because it pops up covering the whole screen. But I think you just need to move the damn sun up in your GIF. To me, that should fucking work. And if not, that should work. But neither works consistently. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I'm just not a very big fan of Greater Affliction. I find it to be a little bit of a tedious spell to cast. It takes longer to cast than anything else, and it's just like not consistent to use. Like sometimes, say my Fireball 3 or my Frost 3 or my whatever won't cast, and I'm like, ah, fuck, that's annoying. But at the end of the day, it doesn't happen nearly as often as it does with Affliction. I don't know. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day here. I'm not really sure what else to do with myself today. I'm kind of feeling like I need to just keep leveling my musketeer, but I don't really have it in me today. I've been kind of exhausted still from the weekend, just doing a lot of stuff, so I think we'll call it a day there, and tomorrow hopefully I can get down with doing some more substantial gameplay. Anyways, I am out here for the day, and I'll fix that GIF, Luca. All right, later.